Let me thank, and I'm sorry that I didn't do this earlier, but let me thank Bishop for inviting me here. It's just a humble privilege. And also, First Lady Sarita. I do recognize one thing, that when another man is in a higher realm, if they invite you into that realm, it doesn't mean that you're equal to that individual. It's an invitation. I've been invited to a realm to get a taste of what my future is going to look like. Then once I leave here, I have to go back and I have to pay the price to get here. He has paid the price. Are you with me? And so I've been invited here to get a taste of what the realm looks like. You've been invited here to get a taste. But when you go back, you got to start where you are and you got to pay the price. How many of you are going to pay the price? This is not just to excite you, it's to get you a taste. This is what happened to Saul. Samuel said, "Come up and eat dinner with me." What was he doing? Here's the principle. He was going up to experience the breakfast of champions. But then he had to go back to the training field. He had to do a couple of laps. He has to do a couple of sit-ups. And it was called obedience and servanthood. But when he went back, he was arrogant. He didn't understand that you got to go back to your realm now and pay the price. Samuel gave him one instruction: I want you to wait. And a lot of times we're in a hurry and we go through the process. And a lot of times we don't see that in between, while you're waiting, God is preparing you for greatness. Greatness is guaranteed, but will you be able to be sustained there? When you get to realms of greatness, there's a different kind of principality that you have to fight. There's a different kind of battle that you have to fight. And you see, if you're not trained and you don't build muscle on a lower level, you will not be able to be sustained at a higher level. And so what's happening with you is, what God is going to do, you're going to build prayer muscles. This is why you come to a point of desperation. Desperation doesn't mean that God is not going to bless you. Desperation is the sign that you're in the Holy Ghost gym. And he's going to build prayer muscles, praise muscles. You're going to pray your way through. You're going to have faith. You're going to have praise. You're going to praise your way through, so that when you get to that realm where you see yourself, you will be sustained there. There are many great people that God places there. David was able to say when he was mourning Saul, "How have the mighty fallen?" They're mighty, they're gifted, they're talented. How do gifted people, talented people, anointed people fall? They fall because at a lower realm during a crisis, they did not see God in the middle of the crisis. They began to blame people. You've got to be careful who you blame for where you are. And many times when God gives you a very strong apostolic and prophetic covering and pastor who makes demands off of you, many people want to resist it. And then God always replaces Vashti with an Esther. He always replaces Saul with a David. And many of you are not qualified and for your position, but the person who God wanted disqualified themselves, and he put you in their position. God is getting ready to flip the script.